What's up, guys? It's your boy Chess Muscles coming back to take a little bit of a closer look at this unbelievable checkmate. This is the highest, greatest rated checkmate ever, delivered in 1944 by Rossolimo with white. It's unbelievable because Rossolimo sees sacrifices, tactics, and checkmating patterns that Stockfish 16 fails to see, which is unbelievable, extremely rare. Chess computers, we all know how strong they are. They see everything, especially Stockfish 16, which is rated like 34, 3500 plus. It's interesting here. The best move for white that Stockfish sees is actually king to g2. But of course, white sees this amazing rook sacrifice. Black recaptures, and you can see Stockfish still does not see the queen sacrifice. Stockfish thinks that black is completely winning here, completely winning, which is so weird because look at this queen sacrifice. As soon as it occurs, the eval bar jumps to mate in 5. Stockfish literally freaks out thinking like, oh my gosh, how did I not see this? This is force mate in 5, which is really, really cool. So first of all, let's take a look here. Black has really two options here and here. So if black moves here, does not want to accept the free queen, that's checkmate. You cannot black cannot recapture this knight because this pawn is spinned by the rook. So that's checkmate. Unbelievable, smother checkmate. So of course, black being a strong player sees that. That's a simple checkmating pattern to see, and grabs the queen. Now this is the best move now according to Stockfish, and black really only has one option here. Black cannot move here because the knight covers that square, right? So this is the only option for black. Now, white has this awesome, quiet move, and it's oftentimes the quiet moves that set up a beautiful checkmating pattern. And so at this point, again, it doesn't really matter what black does. Black can capture the knight, for example, but then it's still mate in 3, following this check. And again, the only option here for black, I mean, there are two, but it leads to the same checkmate, right? If you have the black king move here, that's checkmate. Yes, black can, defend, but that's just mate. If here, it's the same exact checkmate, right? Again, you can block, but that's just mate. So really, really unbelievable. Here's that check, right, that led to checkmate. Now let's go back a little bit. So black instead moves his queen here. And again, it doesn't matter at this point, right, because here is this brilliant rook move. And again, it doesn't matter what black does. Black can sack. It doesn't make a difference because no matter what, that is just ultimately checkmate, which is really unbelievable. Now, interestingly enough, I do want to go back here a little bit where, now Stockfish, when we went and looked at this originally, Stockfish thought that black was winning. And now that we went through this entire sequence, it's seeing white as having an advantage, right? So it's interesting because what if black does not accept the rook sacrifice? So let's just go back here. Let's say it doesn't accept the rook sacrifice. Even though white is sacrificing the rook here, it's a brilliant move, right? Again, Stockfish didn't see it. A second ago, remember, Stockfish said black was now +1. It did not see this rook sacrifice. But now that we showed Stockfish this rook sacrifice, it's like, yeah, this is the best move after all. So actually the best move here for black that Stockfish sees, so computer defense, is this check, right? It doesn't want to even take the rook. After white captures, you see that white is really winning up 2.9, 2.8. The best move here, of course, for black is now to actually grab the rook. But you know what? At this point, it's unbelievable and super interesting. But now this sacrifice still works. This sack still works, right? And again, black cannot go back here because that's that beautiful smother checkmate. So black has to accept. And after that, we have a similar situation. We have a check here. Only one legal move for black, which is to g6. And then in this point in time, the next best move, believe it or not, is still the same f4. Right? So now black has to play computer defense to not be mated in 3 moves. And the computer defense is c6, right? This is to to open up some room here and for the black queen to kind of eye down this diagonal, as you can see. And then, the very best move that Stockfish recommends for white at this point is simply d5, which is really, really weird. If the queen captures here, it's mate in two because you have this h5 check and mate. So you cannot capture that pawn. So instead, what Stockfish wants to do is f takes e4. So now you're going to lose your knight. But then you have d takes c6. So you lose your queen, right? And at this point, again, white is just pure on winning. This is a winning endgame. And it's really not even that interesting after that. In fact, the very best move here for black, believe it or not, is this. This is what Stockfish says is the best possible move. And after you recapture, you're just down a rook and the game's over, right? The reason why that is the best move is because let's say you capture this pawn and you don't take here. Again, it's mate in two. Check, mate, right? So you have to sacrifice the rook for this pawn because that pawn is preventing the king from escaping. So you're just down a rook. You do have some pawns, but obviously a rook and a bishop versus a bishop is game over for black. So this unbelievable attack was found by Rossalimo, and when you see all the possible variations and you see that even with the best computer defense that we just checked out, it's still a lost game where black is going to be at best down a rook, at best, and at worst a devastating checkmate right here. Yeah, so that's why this game is so incredible. Again, Rossalimo saw this, saw many, many moves ahead, and must have seen all of these variations where worst case scenario, he would be up a rook. Best case scenario, he's going to deliver the greatest checkmate of all time. We're so lucky that that is exactly what happened. As you can see, the piece balance here in the final mating position here, it's a bishop and a rook versus a bishop, a rook, a knight, and a queen. I just, how can you not love chess? It's so cool. So again, unbelievable calculation, world class, God mode, unreal, queen sacrifice, rook sacrifice, 5 or 6 move sacrificial sequence. Wow, what can you say? Let me know what you think in the comments and whether or not you enjoyed this checkmate as much as obviously I did. I'll continue to post chess content. Hope to talk to you all soon. Peace.